What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Big Nod coming to you with another week of the show. I want to start out by saying thank you for all the support as usual to everybody that tuned in. Y'all make sure y'all check me out on Fridays. I'm noticing, my numbers looking low, and I know it's probably because y'all ain't put the notifications on. Put the notifications on. Tune in to your boy. I got some interesting content and everything like that. Share it too, I'm at Pros Vols, capital P, capital V, on Twitter. Share it. Tell your friend. Tell your mama. Tell your grandmama. Whoever. Well, today, I come to y'all with the last part of the 4-part series of the How Much. And today we're going to be tackling the topic of change. And the reason I wanted to do change is because, it's a constant thing for everybody. It's a constant thing for the world. Change is inevitable. And so, why not discuss what every person can relate to, that being change. I got some very special guests here today. I got M.O. from Chatham.
You already know.
I don't know if this young lady want to go by, I don't know what name she wants to go by. She's sitting over here kind of stiff, so I don't know. I'm going to let her introduce herself.
This Shanae.
Okay, so we got Shanae in the building too.
Yeah.
Now, if y'all not familiar with them, they both are siblings. They both sister and brother. And the reason I wanted to discuss change with them is because just like most people in our family, we got a few people we all relocated and started our lives somewhere else. Shanae venturing out, going to college in Arkansas, and now, from Chicago, and now residing in Tennessee, as well as M.O. venturing out from Chicago, coming to Tennessee.
Chatham, USA.
No doubt. So the reason I wanted to have both of them on is because, and I told M.O. this maybe like a year or two ago, I seen an extreme change in him for the better. And, often us as people, we don't give people enough credit or love when they doing something and you notice it for the better. So I told him at that time that, man, I see a change in you for the better. And I don't know what it was, I don't know what he had went through. I don't know if it was just a conscious thing that he was like, I'm going to try to do better. I'm going to try to be better, and I'm not sure. So I wanted to bring him on today to, maybe he could touch on some of the things that led him to, the change that he's going through or that he's went through. And change is in abundance, like in a variation of things. You got changing, a lot of changes happen. Changing, where you live, changing your mental aspects, physical. So we're going to touch on all things change today for the most part. But M.O., tell me how it was leaving your comfort zone of Chicago and journeying down to Tennessee, and how was that change for you initially and so far?
Well, initially, man, I ain't gonna lie, it was hard because you kind of just leaving everything
No doubt.
leaving your family. At the time, I left my son up there. So, but at the same time, I had to look internally though, and I think that's the most important step in changing anything. You gotta look at yourself first and figure out what you need to change.
Right. Like I always say, I hit a saying, change all. I could change him. No, you can never change.
No.
A person. If you gonna love somebody, you gotta love them for them, because we creatures of habit.
Yeah.
You can't change the creature, but you can change the habits.
Definitely.
True.
And that's, I think, the essence of change. You're not gonna change a person. Like that's something that's either born into you or burned into you from youth. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to shake any, the way that you are.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, it's like I say, you got to change the habit as opposed to the creature. Because if you take a lion out the jungle and put him in your house, he's still a motherfucking lion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's just like trying to change like a dope fiend or something.
No doubt.
I always say only God and the Dolphin can change it.
Right.
Can't no family come in,
No.
do no intermission and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a habit thing. You gotta get into routine and habit.
Yeah.
And-
but for me, I just feel like, you need to change for any type of progress you trying to make. You gotta change. It ain't no doubt about it.
And
You hear that story with anybody that's successful. You start looking up successful people, and it always was a crossroad where they changed that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You go down from Malcolm X to Michael Jordan. At some point, they had to change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's definitely defining moments in your life where you have to make a decision. And how about you, Shanae? You been on a journey. I mean, you went away all the way from Chicago to Arkansas. She went to Pine Bluff, by the way.
Bluff.
Bluff where
And from Pine Bluff to Tennessee. So tell us a little bit about some of the changes that you went through on that journey.
Well, when I went to college, I was 17. It was rough for me, I ain't gonna lie, because, like you said, leaving behind your friends and family. I had a relationship that I left behind. It was tough for me, and even this recent change, it was tough on me because I had to face the fact that I had to make the change of what I was already doing, what I was, my house, my situation. I had to leave it behind and start something new, brand new, with nothing.
Yeah.
So that was a tough idea to process that I had to come from the bottom all the way.
Yeah.
All the way from the bottom.
Yeah, no doubt.
A lot of you have to overcome that fear, though.
Yeah, it's fear.
Yeah.
Fear is paralyzing a lot of people.
Absolutely.
And they use, a lot of people use fear and it control their life. Change is inevitable. Like I say, now you either get with it,
Yeah.
or you stay stuck in time. Like my last episode, 2 episodes ago. As a
You're
father,
still living in 2000.
right? But change, everything else around you is changed. It's just like the uncle or the father who refused to get a touchscreen phone.
Yeah.
Like, hey man,
You got the flip joint.
you can't do that, brother. Like I sent you a picture, but everybody out here sharing pictures and you can't get. Hey man, could you bring that over so I can see the picture? No, brother. If you had a touch, exactly. You gotta. Change is inevitable.
And that's the crazy thing too, because for a minute I did get stuck in the time, and everybody else was progressing, and
Yeah.
I was just like stuck, and I didn't realize how stuck I was until I got out the situation. Looking back on it,
Well, I see a lot of people. Like I think a lot of people try to change for like money,
Yeah.
and it never work out for you that way. Like it gotta be like a wholehearted change inside of you. Like
That's
you
what
really
it is.
gotta be like, you know what, man?
You got to look inside and identify what you need to change
Yeah,
first.
no doubt.
You see what I'm saying? But
Now, as a father, now you said something about you had to leave your son. Now, how hard was that? Because I had similar experiences. You know what I mean? But I want to get your view on it. How hard was it leaving your son to
I ain't gonna lie.
to hopefully put yourself in a better place,
Yeah.
in a better position for both
I
of
ain't gonna
y'all?
lie, I had tunnel vision, so it was hard, but at the same time, it was like, man, I ain't got no choice really.
Right.
It's either I'm gonna stay here, be broke, or I'm gonna make a move. So,
Right. And what's some of the factors that contributed to you deciding to go ahead and say, I got to do something different. I got to figure something else out. What's
Man,
something?
just being stagnant, man.
Yeah,
Doing the same
yeah.
thing every day. One of my homies got locked up. It was just, I feel like if I did, something's gonna happen.
Right. Now let me paint a picture for y'all. He's a subdued guy right now. I'm chilling in his house. He got vaulted ceilings and cathedral stuff and all this exotic stuff in here. It's a long way from 10 years ago when he was deciding to make the change. Now I know everything ain't based on money, but I'm just talking about the progression and the change. What led to him being this subdued guy. He used to be a wild boy.
Yeah.
And now I see the change. I see the growth in him. He's an outstanding father, and he got a beautiful family, and he got a sister with him, and that's always the basis of everything, family. And one thing I know about change is when you do change yourself, it's you need to reach back. If you can help somebody, you know, helping somebody is essential for somebody to change. Because you can't do it on your own sometimes. Sometimes you need a helping hand or a lending hand to, you know, jumpstart the change that you've been needing in your life.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's one thing that I noticed, you know.
But a lot of us, like myself, we got that from you though.
I appreciate it, my brother. I appreciate it.
Love, you know
I appreciate the shout out, bro. I appreciate it.
So, you know, I just looked at, I always been like an observer though. So I seen you, Turtle, I seen, you know, Smitty down here. I seen everybody.
Shout out to Smitty.
You know, I seen everybody giving back in whatever way they could. So
And that's
when I had
essential.
the opportunity, I'll do the same thing, man. Anybody from Chatham too. So you know what I'm saying. So.
Now, Shanae, you being a female, I know your experiences is a lot different than us guys because, you know, us guys, we got this tough male bravado exterior. So we feel like, you know, words come to words, we gonna kick some ass.
Yeah.
But, you know, you being a woman, you know, your experiences is different. And I just want to know, you know, okay, not even from going to college, because college, I'll say, it's a big change, definitely. But coming here, leaving what you had known for the last 5 years, or maybe even longer, I can't remember, longer.
About 10 years.
About 10 years to come here and now be in a situation where you're trying to get established and figure everything out here. You know, how is it different as far as the people in Arkansas and Tennessee in your transition?
Well, first of all, yeah, the people out here is doing something. It's like, it seemed like out there, like you say, everybody was stuck in the time when nobody doing nothing. There was no progression. Nobody, you know, the jobs was taken up.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't doing, you know, the same clubs, same people. Versus out here, you know, it's easy to get a job. People are moving. People are, you know, looking for
Changing the
careers,
habit. The habit.
So it's easy to get in that mind state when you're around people who's about that versus people who's just like, you know, high all day. And that's cool too, but you know.
Right.
If that's what you do.
Shouts out. I'm trying to invest. Shouts out.
Hey, do what you do. But, you know, with nothing else, like no work and nothing like that, then, you know, you get stuck into that. But, like I said, it was tough in the beginning, but like I say, having that tunnel vision, it changes everything.
Now, you two being the only children that your mother have, you know, while we talking about change, she had to go through extreme change about having both of you all here, and the grandchildren is here as well.
Absolutely.
So, what have y'all seen from her as far as like when y'all go back home, the change in her as far as just, you know, not having y'all around, you know, as opposed to, you know, holidays with, you know, everybody around and everything like that. Have y'all noticed any difference in her?
Shout out to Mom. Oh yeah, I mean, I definitely, you know, it's definitely a 360 from when I was growing up. So I could just see the love that she showed the kids, you know, and even myself. Like, it's just that I miss you more type of
Right.
feeling. You know what I mean? But I think that probably just come with just living so far away anyway. But I'm gonna say this about change too. One thing about change, if you don't, the universe is gonna keep changing anyway.
No doubt.
So you, like I said, you don't want to get left and still talking about stuff. Can't curse on here, right?
No, you can cuss, my brother. That's the whole point of having That's the whole point of having a platform.
We got
Kids, adults, cover your kids' ears up if they listening.
Look, shit gonna change. You gonna still be talking about shit from 2010, and you ain't even gonna know it.
No doubt. Sure. Let's touch on relationships and changing, because relationships play a major part in who we are. And if a relationship is good, you could change for the better, or other person can uplift you, and vice versa. But if a relationship is bad, you can find yourself feel like you're running in place on a treadmill. So let's just, you know, speaking of MO right now, I saw a tremendous change when he and his current young lady got together for the better. No disrespect to, you know, anybody else, but just from my own view, I saw him really coming to his own as a man. And I don't attribute that to a person as much as I attribute it to him. But I want to ask him, how has being in a relationship, you know, with the particular young lady you with, how has that influenced you changing some things about yourself for the better?
I think for me, when you grow up, man, especially coming from where we come from, once you get with a woman that requires something from you, you naturally gonna change. That's first and foremost.
Shout out to all the women in the world.
Shout out to Kim. But at the same time, like for me, it was hard for me to change relationships or
right.
It was hard for me to change relationships, and I'm sure it's hard for everybody because, you got kids, you're responsible, like you're tied to somebody.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, you tied to somebody from a money situation, all kind of things, and that's what you're used to. But at the same time, I go back to what I said. You can't let that fear,
no doubt,
get in the way.
No doubt.
You see what I'm saying?
No doubt.
I can go on and on about that. You know what I mean?
By the way, I'm drinking from some exotic glass, y'all. Change is real. I get my glass from the dollar store. I don't know where he got this from. So, Shanae, I know that you had some experiences in your relationship where you had to, for lack of a better term, shit or get off the pot. How has that changed? Because you go with being with somebody every day. You know what I mean? And you become accustomed to, your world and your life, being surrounded by them and always considering them to now you're in a different place. You don't have them to, focus on no more.
I'm still adjusting to that change. You go with the motion. Sometimes it don't hit you. And then sometimes it hits you like, damn, I'm really not with this person no more. This... We don't watch this. You watch a show she's not here no more.
Yeah, that's big.
Things
that's
like
big.
that. So it do hit
thing.
you. Yeah, it hit you sometimes, and it get tough. But keep going.
Without going too deep, y'all. I don't know if it's fresh or not. Disclaimer: I don't know if it's fresh or not. So shout out to everybody. But moving on, and I know Mo can attest to this because our bodies change so differently. And when I got over 30, I noticed I wasn't shaking weight like I used to. I wasn't bouncing back.
Yeah, you was crazy on the court.
Oh, man, don't listen to this guy.
Why,
I still got 15 in me for anybody that won't smoke. Anybody.
Why, body?
But, and then even after I got over 35, it even got it was a big adjustment. And I found myself like, man, I need to maybe change my diet, something that maybe fit better with the way I need to move around. But also, after I got to a certain age, and my kids started being teenagers and things like that, I remember I remember a defining moment in my life. I went to my son's basketball game, and I had a particular pair of shoes on and a particular jacket. And I always prided myself on saying I never want to be the dad that try to dress like his kids. Wow. And I remember, and this one is really just dawned on me. I went to the game, and I remember sitting down, and I remember seeing one of my son's friends with the exact jacket and the exact shoes I had on. And I was like, nah.
You dressed like a teenager.
Yeah, I said, nah, I got to do something different. Oh, man. I said, no, I can't be out here like this. I can't wear do-rags and stocking caps no more, man. I gotta switch it up. I can't dress like this.
But you know what though, Sidebar? What do you wear though?
Man, listen, I'm struggling right now.
That's the $1 million
seriously, I'm struggling because I don't want to look like a goofy.
Exactly.
I don't want to come out. I ain't no suit wearer. You know what I'm saying?
A cardigan on.
Right, but it's hard. That's like the biggest struggle.
Yeah.
And anybody else out there, send me some feedback on that.
It's a struggle for me
It's a struggle, because you get to a certain age, and it ain't even so much as what you feel like you need to be wearing, as much as you feel like a clown.
You start dressing like a coach.
Yeah, you start feeling like a clown in the stuff you wearing. You know what I mean? You I feel crazy going out here in this. Yeah. It don't feel age appropriate sometimes.
You start dressing like a mannequin.
Yeah, you oh man, what is this I got on? And then when you do dress like what you feel like is age appropriate, it feel like you overdressed. Man, I don't know if I should have a sweater on today. You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't wear hard bottoms or what's going on. I don't even work that type of job. But, you know, it just go back to being you and everything like that. But it's definitely a change that it was, you know, clear in my face when I went to that game and saw the kid with the, and from that point on, I'm like, oh no, I never wanted to be that guy that walked around dressed, or because all those guys I always felt like was trying too hard.
Yeah.
Like you trying to hold on to your youth too much, and like the show topic, change is inevitable. Like at some point you gotta wear age appropriate clothes and things like that.
Yeah. Left behind.
But if you feel good in it, no hate, no shade. If you feel good in it, continue to wear it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm gonna touch on something with Mo because we both had the same mentality when it came to this, and I want to know if this mentality has changed for him because it hadn't changed for me, but it may have changed for him. Do you still only put the amount of gas in your car that you need, or do you fill it up?
Hey man, look, I don't put no more than 20 in there.
No,
Like
listen,
I said,
I don't care what the price of gas is.
I never looked at gas prices.
I'm putting 20 in every car. Now, some things just won't ever change. Like,
I'm cool.
some things won't. You know?
I'm the dude with the Rolls Royce that run out of gas.
Yeah, that's me too. Listen, for everybody that's listening saying y'all crazy, listen. And I got a show coming up soon about it, so I don't want to get too much away. But if you have you ever had money problems? The worst thing you can do is fill your tank up, and later on in the week,
Fuck that, dude.
you ain't got no money and your car ain't working right.
That car ain't working.
That's the listen. I've been forever changed by that. So I'm always only gonna put what I need in there, because I'd rather have this $40 later if I need it than in that tank feeling like I'm good with this gas.
You think you ever gonna change that?
Nah, I never change.
Nah.
Because getting back to the topic, we don't want to change too much about it because it's the essence of who you are.
Yeah.
Like, you just gotta be who you are, and when you change too much, like, I feel like it take away from the person you are.
Kind of lose who you are.
Yeah, like, we all created different as individuals, so it's no formula for who we need to be. Now, I know sometimes the world try to group us and put us all in a box as this what we need to be. Okay, you 35 or you 40, you need to be doing this.
Yeah.
No, you gotta do what works for you, and you gotta do it how it works for you. But
Yeah, you got to run your own race.
Yeah, you
can't
got
be
to.
caught up into Instagram and
but
the expectations of the age.
Yes, and I also see, I hear this all the time. People, relationships, just because you think somebody handsome or pretty, she got something I could work with. I'm gonna change her though. Or I've heard a lot of women say that. Shout out to all the women out there. Well, listen, women, I'm here to tell y'all, ain't nobody gonna change. You just gonna waste a lot of time and effort. Now, if you're talking about tweaking a few things or teaching somebody some new habits, then yeah. But as far as changing the essence of who he is, nah. If he a slob, he probably gonna be a slob the whole duration y'all together. You could teach him a few new tricks, but he's probably still gonna be a slob. If he piss all over the toilet seat, he probably gonna piss all over the toilet seat.
Without a doubt.
Period. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he wear dirty socks, no matter how many times you wash his socks, he comfortable in dirty socks. Like, some stuff just ain't gonna change.
You're a character, man.
I'm just saying, man. You know and I know. You done been with people and you done been in different houses, your mama house, your own house. It's certain things that you still do because, that's just who you are.
Yeah.
Like, you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that,
To a
that
certain
comes
degree.
with growing up though. When you
True.
when you, especially in like a relationship, when you realize you can't change nobody.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's best for you to just love whatever qualities you like.
And don't kid yourself. Kid yourself.
Yeah.
If you know that her brushing her teeth every other day bothers you, you need to deal with that issue off top.
I don't know about that one.
That's you I'm
Don't
talking.
want to be holding that in for 2 years.
Yeah, because then 5-7 years down the line, you thought it's dirty dog. You knew she ain't brush her teeth. It was cute. It was all beautiful at the beginning. Ooh, she's so fine. Nah, she still don't brush her teeth, but every other day. And then when real problems arise, now you want to blame her only brushing her teeth every other. You knew that.
You wanna
You
call
knew
her
that
out.
6 months in.
Every time
How you want to be mean about it? Well, I also want to touch on, just the different changes you go through age-wise. Like, have your mentality changed? Have your views on certain things changed, Shanae?
Definitely.
And give us an example of a couple things. Not to put you on the spot. Not to put you on the spot. Like, but how has your views changed about certain things? Because sometimes as a kid, our views is based off of what our parents told us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then you get older and you're like, I don't know if I necessarily agree with the way my mother was doing this or the way my father was talking about this. We'll come back to Shanae. M.O.
Shanae crazy.
M.O. How have your views on certain things changed over, because you get older and you really start to really pay attention to
I
stuff.
feel like my views changed 360, 180, whatever you want to, I just think it come with maturity though. I don't think it's something that I consciously was thinking about. It's just something that happened. I woke up one day, I didn't like Timberlands. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I woke up one day, my swag was different.
Right.
And then I'm saying that because that's like, what's on the surface, but my whole mentality was just different. I had to prioritize certain things. That was the biggest thing. So, I mean,
like, and I know your taste in music now. How you
Definitely.
How you dealing with you being a man that's over 30 years old? How are you dealing with some of this new music that we listening to?
I ain't gonna lie.
Are you a hater or are you? You know what I mean? Because we tend to look at people that's a little older and out of
that auto tune, that shit is trash. They need to stop with that shit.
So it wasn't a change for the better, huh?
No.
Because I've heard some dope stuff with auto tune. I can't front. But I do feel like I'm a hater, like an old guy that's hating on the new
But you know
youth.
what? I'm conscious about that though, because at the same time I look at kids on TV, I'm like, But then I see Ivan listening to it. It's like, well, that's age appropriate.
Age appropriate, right?
So at the same time, I'm not supposed to relate to something that's 18 years old.
Right.
If somebody 18 years old is rapping.
Exactly.
Why would I relate to it?
Right.
At the same
And
time.
I think that's more on the youth than it is the people that's older.
Yeah.
Like the youth feel insecure about it. Is we comfortable in who we are by saying, nah, I don't really rock with that. They instantly just take it as, oh, y'all old, so y'all don't know. And that may be true.
Yeah.
But they more defensive about it than the guys that's older and it may not be age appropriate about, for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But music definitely changed though. I mean, that 6ix9ine, all that bullshit. that's
Too exotic for everybody. Yeah, it's too exotic.
That's just shoot 'em up, bang bang.
I mean, it's definitely numb. Like the music now is in no message.
It's too gangsterous for me.
Yeah.
That's all. I was having a conversation the other day. Like, man, I be doing fact checks on rappers.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
some rappers, if I think you ain't never really did that, I don't even want to hear you rap about
Yeah.
it.
And that's another thing. Like with rap and with with music.
But that's old school too, though. That's
Yeah.
old school thinking. Like,
But that's that's another thing with rap and everything. I think you got a lot of rappers and musicians that can't change. It won't change, and then it reflects in their music because you like, man, you've been rapping since I was a kid. Now you 50.
Yeah.
Like you got, I don't believe you. It's not like you know what I mean. You've been living a certain way for a lot of years.
Yeah.
You got kids that's adults, so. I don't know why they feel pigeonholed into making the same type of music.
yeah. I think that's changing though. You got like
It is.
like Jake,
Yeah,
kind of like pioneered
contemporary
that.
hip hop. I'm
Yeah.
seeing it. Definitely adult contemporary hip hop.
Exactly.
And for real hip hop heads like yourself and me, like it's a breath of fresh air. Because I still like some of the music. The younger kids' music, but
I don't know if I like any of it.
man, I
I'm
just
trying to
heard.
think of something that I may like this.
Listen, I got a song I'm gonna play for you after this. It's my son turned me on to it. Shout out to Brycey. He turned me on to it, and I've been listening to it like every day now.
Yeah.
Like it's
But I ain't even being a hater. It's just like I don't think I like none of it.
right.
I guess what we consider like young music, like it's like the baby or somebody like that. That's young.
Okay.
Right. And that's
Little baby and
Cool.
and that's another thing. Like the youth feel like when you up front and say you don't like something, they feel like you hating. And no, it's just a change. It's just a change in me. It's just a change in who I am, and it's a change in the music that they putting out now as opposed to the music that was out when I was younger.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Shanae, you kind of quiet. Come on.
Messages and everything is different in the music. It's I don't know. I don't really rock with the new music either. So, and I don't think I'm a hater. So
Right, true. No doubt. I mean, now you being, a little younger than us, but you're getting older. You're on the cusp of being 30.
yeah.
How has your mind changed about certain stuff? Like, we trying to dig into you, man. You playing.
I think I've matured a lot on a lot of things. I mean, some things you still got to work on. You still stuck in it, but
Shanae ain't dealt with no weight issues, y'all. She's still 110.
no, I only
Soaking wet. Yeah, man. She's still
130.
genetics working for her, working in her favor. You know what I'm saying?
Blessings, thank
Blessings,
you, mother.
blessings.
But no, I think my point of view on a lot of things are different. But I'm just a different type of person.
What's the biggest difference you think?
Like when you said about like things that you grew up with your parents, like my religion or my views on religion, or just the world is just different. I don't have the same views that I had growing up.
Right, because your views is normally what your parents' views are.
Yeah, that's true.
Up until you 17, 18.
Yeah.
And normally when your views change and your thoughts on things change, that's when conflict starts in the house with your parents.
Yeah.
It's never because you just get too unruly. For some people it is, but normally it's because you calling BS on some of the stuff your parents done told you over and over again. And now with evolution and everything and the world, you having more access to information and stuff, you know that the stuff that they've been telling you just don't agree with.
Yeah.
And that's when the change happens in the household, child to parent. From what I've seen, people say, "Oh no, he was just getting too smart at the mouth." Normally, smart at the mouth mean he was calling you on something that you had been
lying about,
or just forcing on that person. You know what I'm saying?
And I believe sometimes they don't even know. They stuck in what they've been told.
Creatures of habit, like I say. When the routine is a certain way. Like, shout out to T-Time. She always say something. She say, "Well, sometimes you got to fake it till you make it."
Yeah.
And I used to be like, "Nah, I ain't faking until I make it." But and then she explained it to me. Like, I'm not saying you gotta fake it till you make it, but if you're trying to be a better, whatever it is, keep practicing that. Keep practicing that. Keep practicing that. Keep practicing that. Even though you're not that. And we ain't talking about, trying to be uppity or nothing. Yeah. But, if you're trying to be a better Christian, or if you're trying to be a better father, or, a better listener, keep practicing that. Make a conscious effort to practice at it. And before you know it, it'll just be a part of your routine. It'll be a part of the habit that you have. And that's what she meant by fake it till you make it. You know what I mean? And when it finally started sinking in, I started understanding what she was saying about it. I'm like, okay, I understand. But because the change won't happen if you constantly at resistance with it.
Yeah.
Like if somebody's saying you need to be better at blah, 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 you need to be better at doing blah, blah, blah. If you constantly at odds or you constantly feel like the way I'm doing it is the best way, then you won't never make a concentrated effort to try to do it different or try to change. So I understand the concept of what she was saying when she said that.
So what you think the biggest thing that you changed?
Man, the biggest thing that I changed probably was, that's a tough one. I mean, I would say just having more patience and accepting people for who they are. Like, because it's easy to judge. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy to say, oh, they ain't doing this like I'm doing it. So it's right or wrong. No, they just doing it the way they see fit. And the process is the process. Now, we may have different ways of going about getting to the end results. But as long as we both get to the end results, that's the goal at hand. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's probably the one thing I made a concentrated effort in doing is just understanding that everybody different. Everybody walk in life is different. And changes happen to people at different times. Like, so, you know, the way I might understand certain things, I got to still have the patience, but still be able to relay it to you if I want you to get the message in a way that won't turn you off so you won't just be closed-minded to it. Yeah. Because I got to realize that the change, Shanae being 26, the change, you know, her mind, her maturity, or what the things I've been through, she hadn't got to that point.
Yeah.
So I can't just force it on her and say this, blah, blah, blah. She still got to go through the process and get through the same thing with you.
Yeah, she not ready to see it at that age.
Right, no doubt, no doubt.
So it's impossible even trying to, you know.
What's that fun fact you have for us, Mo?
Fun fact. You want me to go get it? I got a fun fact for us.
Mo got a fun fact for us today, y'all. But while he going to get the fun fact, I'm going to switch gears and go into my song of the day. And my song of the day is by Earth, Wind, and Fire, and it's called Devotion. Now, all y'all probably done heard it once or twice or 10 times in your life, but it's a classic record that I love. And my quote of the day is, change isn't optional, it's a necessity. And what I mean by that is, regardless of whether you want to change, sometimes you don't have no choice. Sometimes you got to take 2 steps back to take 4 steps forward in life. Good or bad. That's just the way it go. And sometimes you need to see the error in your ways. Mo is back with the fun fact of the day.
Got a fun fact.
And you know we from Chicago. Shouts out Chatham, USA. Shouts out to 79. So he got a fun fact that's Chicago-based. Go ahead, Mo. You got the floor.
I got you. I'm gonna give you a little segment for your legend of the fucking week.
Go ahead.
Just in case y'all forgot, right? Big Mike.
MJ for everybody that's listening.
Whatever you want to call him. This is 1988. I'm going to give y'all the stat rundown and the accomplishments. 53% from the field. 6 rebounds. 6 assists. 2 blocks. Almost 4 steals a game. 35-point average.
Wow.
A game.
Wow.
MVP that year, Big Mike.
Wow.
Let me keep going.
Go ahead.
Let me keep going.
Go ahead. You got the floor.
If somebody do that right now, he the greatest thing, right?
Go ahead. I already see where you going with this because I know the season.
All right. Defensive player of the year.
It's crazy, y'all.
Defensive player of the year.
Hey, y'all, some things change, but some just don't change that drastic. You know
All-Star game MVP.
Wow.
Slam dunk champion.
Wow.
No, this is the greatest season ever.
Hey, I didn't know that.
That's for all the sports fans, all the sports nerds.
I didn't know that, but that just blew my mind.
All the sports nerds.
And we going to talk about that a little bit more after we get off air. And so leading into my legend of the week, I got these 2 people with me. And this person that's the legend of the week is closely related to both of them. And as I was riding, I do a lot of driving. And on my drive, I listen to a lot of music. And the older I get, I found myself listening to a lot of the old school jams, just all different type of stuff. And it's only one person that always keep coming back in my mind that led to me being this music connoisseur. So my legend of the week is Niecy. Now anybody that been around our neighborhood in the summer or when the weather is decent, know you home because you're gonna hear Niecy music. The impact that her music left on me is big because now as an adult, some of the songs I listen to, I remember Summer Breeze by the Isleys playing. And I remember the enthusiasm that Niecy had when every song came on like it was her record.
Snoop Dogg.
You know what I mean? And I mean, we ain't talking about somebody that was stuck in one genre. Like, she played all the jams and whatever felt good to her. And I remember just being like out of town or, being gone, and I always felt like this overwhelming feeling when I got off on 79th and I got to the alley and I heard Niecy music. It always made me feel like I was at home again.
Yeah.
And that was one of the biggest changes that I dealt with when I left, because I really consciously thought of that. Like, man, I ain't gonna hear Niecy music no more. Man. 4th of July, barbecues. I mean, Niecy had the big speakers. I mean, this before Bluetooth, y'all. Like, she had the setup. This is before Bluetooth. You know what I mean?
It was a real club.
Yeah, she had the big speakers, top of the line. So I just wanted to make Niecy my legend of the week, just for the love that she had of music that was infectious and contagious for everybody else. Anybody that came through 79th Street during that era know what I'm talking about. And some form of fashion was impacted by the music that she had playing from day till night. Every day, every day when it was warm outside, no matter what, she had the music playing. And now I look back on it, and it was just very impactful on my life. I don't know if I would have been exposed to some of the songs and some of the music that I like right now if it wasn't for her love of music. So, Niecy, you my legend of the week. Thank you for the joy of music that you put into my life and so many other people that was around 79th and in the alley. Shouts out to the alley. Shouts out to Chatham. During those times.
And she raised one of the flyest niggas that come from Chatham.
No doubt.
Stunner
Don. Shout out to Stunner Don. And I'm sure his wealth of music is impeccable too. I mean, and this stuff happened. Like, this stuff happened without you paying attention. Like, it's just a backdrop. Like right now, I can go into stories of my life. Yeah. And in the backdrop is still the music that was playing.
Yeah.
Like, who had a soundtrack to their life by one DJ? Yeah. Niecy, the DJ Niecy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was just up there, and she was telling me, like, some of the old neighbors was saying, like, man, we miss your music out there.
Really?
People gravitate.
Yes.
A little bit.
I mean, it make you feel home. It's certain things that's synonymous to being home.
Yeah.
And her music was always, I remember being like, wherever I was at, over my daddy's house for the weekend and just being bored, and then like, as soon as I fell asleep in the car, then I wake up and I'm like, oh, yeah, oh, that's Niecy. Yeah. Instantly I feel vibrant. Like, oh yeah, I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew that meant I was gonna be back around the people I love, back around everything that I just want to be around. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, shouts out to Niecy. Shouts out to my two guests.
Love you, TT.
Love you, TT.
Mo. Shouts out to Schmitty. Mo and Shanae, I sure appreciate y'all being on the show today. Y'all got any parting words? Y'all got any parting words? Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Let me let y'all know something, man. Don't ever be scared to change. Let that fear go. That's all I'm going to let you know.
Fear is the number one paralyzer for individuals in life, more than anything.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
What you got to say, Shanae? You got any parting words? You got any parting words for the people? Shanae,
always accept the change.
Always accept the change.
Life gonna change it for you.
No doubt, no doubt.
Life gonna change it for you.
That's real.
Well, I want to, say thank you to them. I'm sorry. This concludes my 4-part series. So to recap, we had the How Much series. Part 1 was money.
Dope.
Part 2 was time.
Dope.
Part 3 was social media.
Dope.
And to bring it all together, we had change. So I hope everybody took something from it. Maybe it's one thing, maybe it's 10 things,
Tell a friend, tell a friend.
Tell a friend. I just want to keep bringing y'all different interesting topics. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, it was hard for me to get to this point with the 4-part series because I felt like I was in a box and I was just coming up with different topics, over the weeks that I just like, man, I want to do a show on that. But I want to stay true and consistent to my series. But I definitely got some great, interesting shows coming up, and I got specific shows for these two people y'all sitting here with coming up as well. So, once again, everybody who knows the real won't be televised, and I'll see y'all next week, everybody.